Today we have with us Mr. Aaditya Dhoot, Chairman ELECRAMA 2016, the biggest event in the sector. Sir, tell us about the event and why it is the biggest event.
Well, first of all, you very nicely put it. It is the biggest event in the transmission and distribution space in the world now. Where else will you get 1,000 plus exhibitors, 120,000 footfalls, more than 10,000 products being displayed. And this is a very, very focused T&D exhibition. I think today when the minister spoke about the transmission issue of the southern grid, it was a very apt thing that for years together or for decades together, the focus on transmission and distribution was not there. It was more about power generation, production, and that's why the southern grid could not take it. We are here for that. Our 98% of our industry, the power sector transmission distribution grid is made by our members, and it is the biggest. And this time we've got the World Utility Summit, which I'm sure you are aware, where top 50 CXOs of utilities have come. That's from 14th and 15th. Then we have the network to net worth. This is for the first time we are calling it, it's called an F2B, finance to business, where we are calling about 75 private equity players, bankers, FIIs, and to meet the industries, the MSMEs. So that's why it's the biggest and the most unique one.
Could you tell us in terms of financials, how big is this? What percentage of the industry does it cover?
It covers the entire spectrum. It covers from the ABBs to the Alstoms to the BHELs to the smallest of the 9 square meter MSME. We have, EMA has about 832 members, and I think most of them are here. And I would like you to see for yourself the entire size of the exhibition. It is covered over 87,000 square meters. It has probably, I mean, I'll be very honest, even I don't think I will be able to cover every stall in 5 days if I try. That is the size of this. And the products are brilliant. I mean, this time it's been the first day, but I'm just seeing people have really done a lot of work to display their products.
Talking about the T&D sector, what are the major challenges the industry faces today?
The major challenge that, look, this sector was really down since the last 4 to 5 years. There was a lot of issues on buying. There was a lot of issues on cash flows. And honestly, because of the imports which came in. But now with Uday, with Garv, what is being launched, the IPDS, we are very enthused. We believe that, Shri Goyalji has given the impetus of this industry which it needs. He's focusing, for the first time I'm seeing a power minister focusing on transmission and distribution, which is so important. I mean, I'll just tell you one thing, just think about it as a layman, that this is the only thing which runs through the length and breadth of the country. How important it is, and how, even for the security reason, how essential it is. That's why it should be the made in India only. You cannot let it from outside for obvious reasons. And that's why we believe that with this 3-4 schemes, the health of the DISCOMs are going to improve. The health of the DISCOMs improve, automatically purchasing power of those improve. And then the 24/7, I think if they achieve what they say, we are in for good times.
Renewables have suddenly come into the picture, and a lot is being talked about renewables. What is ELECRAMA doing? How it is a part of the renewable growth in the country?
Again, that's a good question. For the first time, we've got a renewable energy pavilion here. We are displaying, most of the items which are required. Again, renewables, again, people talk about solar and wind and hybrid, but you need equipment to install that. So that's what we are showing here. It's a focused, dedicated stall. 175 gigawatts is what the plan is, and we just heard that we're going to be the solar capital of the world. So you require equipments, and world-class equipments, and at best technology, competitive prices. That's what is being displayed.
Yeah, talking about equipment and the prices, although we talk a lot about renewables, people often say that the input cost is very high because the equipment are too costly. So do you think going ahead with the solar prices also coming down, the input cost will also come down with the equipment being a little cheaper?
Look, I'll tell you, it's a market force. As a businessman, for me, it's a demand and supply issue. I mean, if the demand is there, the supply is bound to come. You had the 20 plus rupee a unit cost of solar not so long ago, and you have the 4.5 or 5 rupees right now. Whoever has quoted definitely is not going to make a loss. There has to be an IRR, there has to be a ROI when he does that. And always please understand, there is a lot of technology which is continuously being innovated in these fields. You go to the energies of tomorrow at Pavilion. Do you know you have a jacket which has solar behind, solar photovoltaic plates. It keeps you warm. Simultaneously, it charges your phone. It acts as a battery. So, would you have thought? I mean, tell me one thing. 10 years before, would you have thought that the entire world is on your palm? None of us would have. So, who knows 10 years from now? So, that's the beauty about renewable energy. And we believe that besides solar, there is hydro, there is wind, and you see, solar is the most glamorous thing presently in our country, but there are other sources of energy which are being displayed.
Also, with renewable energy coming up, we also need grid stability, which is also being talked about a lot. So, your thoughts on that?
Grid stability and grid viability, because you got to have a mix. In the night, how are you going to run that grid if it's only solar? So that's why, that's where the, it is integrating with the grid and for the grid, and that's why it's evolving technology. So you can't have that I want only a solar park, and then what will the when the evacuation takes place, what is going to happen in the night? So definitely there has to be somewhere thermal based also. I mean, that's each state to there, but I'm sure all these things are being addressed. And again I repeat, we are not power producers. Our association is electrical equipment manufacturers and electronic equipment. For us, if any technology comes, it's or any demand comes, it's a business for us and our members.
T&D losses also are a big issue. So how to deal with that?
Yeah, it's a big issue. It's been come down. It's being addressed. I think that's what Shri Goyalji has said. That's what Uday is all about.
Yeah.
And I personally believe that it's one of the most comprehensive schemes which has come out in the last 15 years. And I'm quite confident that with this, more and more people will come on board, that you got to reduce your AT&C losses. Otherwise, you can't move ahead and make competitive. I think this, I'm very enthused by this, our PM's pitch of ease of business against each state. If state competes, if Gujarat competes with Maharashtra, Maharashtra competes with Telangana and all, so everybody will have a competitive spirit that I want to attract industry. So if you want to attract industry, industries are not going to run on generators and inverters. They need constant power. So you got to address this issue of AT&C losses, DISCOM losses. Otherwise, that entire state's future, as I told you, ease of business is going to fall down. So if we in the private sector have competition, it's best that the states should also compete.
Okay, coming back to ELECRAMA, what kind of outcome can we expect from the event? What are the...
ELECRAMA has taken a step up. Okay. We've raised the bar. We've got this World Utility Summit, the network to net worth. We've got renewable energy. This time we've also got a much higher engineering infinite, which is our students pavilion, where we've got some great products which are there. And I expect that people world around, and my focus is because we've done road shows in 19 to 20 countries, we've done road shows in about 21 cities in this country. We want to create that awareness that even the smallest of person, electricity connects all of us. It's the only thing which is, you just on a switch and electricity is on. And this, though it's a B2B exhibition, but consumers should also be equally aware of, what are the low voltage appliances which are available, smart meters, voltage stabilizers, MCBs. We also please appreciate that the crux of the matter is that electricity in my terms, this entire sector was looked down like a children of the lesser god, as I may say it. It's just that, oh, you're supplying to utilities, it's okay. We want this entire scene to change, and I'm very enthused. And when this is the RPM conference which happened, most of and including the minister and the secretaries are enamored by the sheer determination of the industry.
Great. Lastly, what kind of investments do you see flowing to the industry?
$250 billion, I think, is what the figure we looked at by 2030. I believe we are still at the tip of the iceberg. Why can't we have electricity provider be chosen by the consumer? Why do you have a telecom provider you can choose? There should come a time where there should be competition. Okay, if X is not doing well, we'll go to Y, because wherever there is competition, there's better improvement. Secondly, I personally believe that we should create a massive export base, manufacturing hub. This Make in India hub, that's why our pitch is Make in India for the world. And I believe that that's the story. Very enthused, and I'm again at the cost of repeating, we needed the much, this industry needed the much needed impetus to get ourselves going. And this is what we're very confident that the Ministry of Power is looking at the right direction. Focus on transmission and distribution, and you'll see the results.
Great. Thank you so much for talking to us, sir.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. Bye.